Have you ever thought that the 2029 election has actually started right now? Behind the calm television screens, there's a silent Cold War happening that will decide our future. Many people think that the rise of the Solo family to the top of power was just a coincidence or pure luck. But tonight, I want to unpack the grand design in a very casual way. This is not some empty conspiracy theory, but a real political tactic that combines traditional culture, legal loopholes, and behind-the-scenes projects. We will break down how this two-path political strategy works and the three scenarios for the final showdown in 2029. So grab a drink, sit back, and let me explain so you can understand the game and not get easily fooled by the elites. Just imagine, how fast can an ordinary person rise to the top of politics? Normally, people need decades, right? You have to start from the bottom, join local organizations, and slowly build your name. But this Solo family speed run is just mind-blowing, bro. Let us look at the timeline. It started from the mayor of Solo in 2005, jumped to the governor of Jakarta in 2012, and then straight to the president of Indonesia in 2014. And it did not stop there. The same fast track was immediately followed by his kids and family. Gibran became the mayor of Solo in 2020, Bobby Nasution became the mayor of Medan in 2020, Kaisang Pangaré was suddenly made the chairman of a political party in just a few days, and the climax was Gibran jumping to become the vice president in the 2024 election. Sure, on paper, no laws were broken. Everyone is free to run because that is a constitutional right. But if we use basic common sense, is that really a fair competition? This is like cheating from the starting line. While other people have to struggle from scratch, they get to start right next to the finish line just because they have direct access to the center of power. To make the public accept this easily, they use traditional culture as a shield. This political dynasty story is wrapped nicely in classic regional terms like royal bloodlines, family leadership trees, and mystical mandates from ancestors. It's a smart way to play with the minds of the people who still admire royal figures. Is this pure democracy or a planned design using our culture? Now, let us talk about the most shocking drama in our legal history. We all remember how loud our politics was when Prabowo and Jokowi were rivals in 2014 and 2019 elections, right? People at the grassroots level were literally fighting on social media to defend their favorite candidate. But surprisingly, as soon as the election ended, they shook hands, and Prabowo joined the government as the defense minister. The climax happened in October 2023, when Gibran was suddenly chosen as the vice president candidate to run with Prabowo. Why did they choose the president's son? The answer is simple, because at that time, the public satisfaction rate for his father was super high, reaching 80% in various surveys. So Prabowo's team needed Gibran to borrow his father's big brand, hoping his loyal voters would move their support. But the main issue was that Gibran was still too young according to the old law. This is where the quick drama in the Constitutional Court started. Through decision number 90, the age limit rule was changed overnight to open the door for Gibran. What made it crazy was that the chief judge who made the decision was Gibran's own uncle. Even the Ethics Council later officially stated that the uncle committed a severe ethical violation due to a conflict of interest, and he was removed from his position. But here's the paradox. Even though the process was declared ethically broken and wrong, the decision itself was final and binding. It could not be changed by anyone, and Gibran easily went on to become the vice president. How can we trust our legal system if the way they make the rules is dirty, but the result is still used to put someone in power? A lot of people are confused watching the new government in its first year. It feels like we have two suns in the sky. Here's the thing. In our written constitution, the daily division of work between the president and the vice president is never explained in detail. So the vice president's role is highly dependent on what tasks the president wants to get him. From this gap, the two-path politics strategy was born. The first path is the official state line held by Prabowo, focusing on national stability, food security, and the free meal program. Meanwhile, the second path is the informal line held by Gibran, who moves a lot on social media, focusing on digital transition, small businesses, and young voters. But what really catches our attention is how Solo has suddenly become a shadow capital city, even though the father has retired and went back home. His house in Solo is still crowded with visits from ministers, regional leaders, and party bosses. Why does this happen? Because the power network built over 10 years cannot just disappear in one night. The people in the bureaucracy, the volunteer groups, and the business owners who got government projects are already too comfortable with the old way. They lock their interests together so their power and resources do not slide away. That's why this informal machine keeps running underground to control things outside the official palace in Jakarta, spreading through family members and other regions and party channels. When a small town like Solo can still dictate national political conversations and beat the magnet of Jakarta, in your opinion, where is the real center of our national power actually located?
But bro, remember, there is no such thing as a permanent romance in the world of politics. Entering the second year, the sweet partnership from the last election is starting to show some deep cracks. Power consolidation is actually only driven by three main tools: muscles, brains, and money. Muscles means using security forces to guard the power. Brains mean manipulating legal rules so every action looks legal. And money is about distributing government projects to keep people in the circle loyal. But in this second year, the wind is changing direction. Rumors say Gibran's movement in the palace is being tightly limited by the bureaucracy around the president, and he is not given any independent programs. Even his visits to different regions are being watched closely by other political elites who are starting to feel suspicious. Furthermore, lately, Prabowo has been looking very close and having intense meetings with Megawati from the opposition party. This reconciliation is slowly isolating the Solo political circle from the main stage of important decision-making in this country. Not to mention, new legal challenges are starting to question Gibran's past legal standing again. This is a strong signal that the national elites are running a silent operation behind the scenes to limit the Solo family's influence before the 2029 election cycle begins. They do not want the Solo dominance to run too far without control. If the tools of muscle, brain, and money are now being used to watch their own steps, do you think the informal defense built in Solo can survive this heavy pressure from the national elites?
The ultimate goal of this long drama is actually a long-term political succession plan to keep the Solo family's bargaining power strong at the national level. Heading to the final battle in 2029, political analysts are projecting three main scenarios that could happen. The first scenario is continuity, where the Prabowo-Gibran partnership stays solid until the end. The free meal program is seen as a success, and Gibran runs as the strongest candidate to continue the government. The second scenario is internal competition, where their coalition breaks in the middle of the road because each party wants to push their own original member. As a result, Gibran will be forced to fight alone in the open market against other strong figures without full backing from the palace. And the third scenario is the rise of a new path, where a global economic crisis or a shift in young voters' taste brings a dark horse candidate who completely messes up the plans of all the elites. In our political history, there has never been a single family that could rise from a small-town mayor to dominate the national stage this fast and this extreme. This is a brand new phenomenon that is changing the face of our democracy. Are we looking at the blueprint of a mature national leadership, or are we just worrying too much about the future? What is your personal take on Gibran's position for the 2029 election? Write your thoughts in the comment section below. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe so we can hang out and talk like this in the next video. See ya!